So hi everyone, welcome to Let's Code. So in this video, so I got early access to this no code REST API generating platform. So I'll just do a short demo of how it works. So Singaram, let's just get started. So yeah, so they given me the link to the platform. So I just open the link on my browser. So first and foremost, you have to buy a project package. So for this one, it's $100 package. So you can create one Node.js, Express Mongo or Node project, and then you can have up to 5 schema. So since this is a beta version of it, so I also get my endpoints authenticated for this package, and also I get the user management APIs for this package currently, but eventually later, so they'll actually remove. So I'm not actually using my actual credit card, so the Stripe account is still in testing phase. So yeah, so I can use the test credentials to actually buy this one. So and then I go home, so it'll take me to my project. So I have actually two projects that I can use to create my project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create REST API service for home automation control. So that's what we are going to do, Singaram. So yeah, so I'll just call so first and foremost, you have to start by creating a project name. So I can call it my.
So Ruben, what's the main selling point? Like what's the biggest advantage of this no code platform?
So currently how people build their REST APIs are they spend at least a week to spend their time actually manually coding all the necessary endpoints, schemas, routers, security aspects, so on and so forth. So it at least take a week for a decent development. So with this platform, once you have your schema in mind, which is the main the idea of your background, you can immediately input the schema, and then you can generate the REST APIs for standard code operations. So that's the main advantage. So yeah, so from at least a week to less than 10 minutes basically. So 10 minutes is the duration of the video, so it will be shorter than that once you have the schema in mind. So I'll just my home automation controller. So the idea here is to assume that you have your home appliances, and then you want to on and off those appliances. So that's the basic idea. So yeah. So here you have to input the MongoDB URL. So you can go to MongoDB, and then you can actually log in. So you can actually log in with your Google account. So once
why specifically MongoDB?
So MongoDB is Cloud DB, right? So it's easier. So I just have to plug in the URL of this server. So you can actually create a new cluster. So I will create a standard cluster, which is actually the free one. So shared. I have a free one, serverless. I don't want dedicated one.
You still pay 0.012 per hour.
Yeah, so you can either pay or else you log in from a different account, and then you can actually create the free one. So currently what you can do is you can actually enter URL placeholder, so which you can update later. So I'll actually show that as well. So now here it starts from a schema name. So basically we can call it like room one. We just don't have to complicate ourselves. So we call it room one. Then here we add a new field. So then we add light one. So it doesn't have to be unique. The data type is string. And then is it required true? Should it be unique, false, and string? Add. Then oh wait, we just delete this one, so we can call it light one state. So we can directly update the state variables. Then make it Boolean. It doesn't have to be unique. Is it required? True. And then fan one.
So this will be toggled to true if you update your database.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just a Boolean values. So should it be unique? No. And is it required? True. Yes. And then add-on, the same case. And then we add something called room ID. So just to identify this with a unique variable. Room ID. Should it be unique? True. Is it required? True. Yes. And then that's it. So how do you want to get this schema? You get it using room ID. How you want to update this? Get it update using room ID. Delete using room ID. So and then you save this. Then we add a new schema, which is actually for room 2. Room 2. And then field, the same goes here, light to Boolean required. It doesn't have to be unique. It's required true, add. And then fan doesn't have to be unique, required true. Aircon. And then room ID, which has it should be string, and then it should be unique, true. Add. So in previous schema, which you can't edit now, we actually made this Boolean, if I'm not wrong. So I will also show how to update this in the code. So the same goes here. ID, so get using ID, update using ID, delete using ID. So save the project, then you click on generate code. So this should actually generate the code for us. And then you can go to your projects, and then you can actually click on this button to actually download the code. So this will download the code. So now you have backend for a REST API that you could actually deploy to Azure, and then you could have your home automation system up and running. So so I will open the code. So hopefully you guys can see my VS Code, right? Yes, I trust the author. Then open this. Then here we have the index.json. So as I said, it comes with user management. So user has to log in first. And then here we have those two routers for room 1 and room 2. So it will also have the schema. The schema is actually here. So here, as I highlighted, for room 1, the room ID should be string. So you can just update here, if you had made a mistake. So I think we should be good to go. So just create a terminal. All you have to do is npm install and then it will install the app. So basically what's going to do is it's going to look into package.json. It will install all the necessary dependencies. So once it is done, so it will actually uh, good to run this app. But before that, I'm going to do one thing, which is to update the MongoDB URL. I will just use my personal URL so that, yeah, I just don't want to show the screen now till I update this. So I'm actually using dark mode for my VS Code. So
What does that mean?
what does that mean is like people can't actually like, it's a dark mode, so it's not so harsh on your eyes.
Because we can't see our VS Code.
Yeah, you can't see it now. So just give me a second.
Okay.
So and then I'll close this. Actually, what I've done now is I've updated my placeholder URL with the actual MongoDB URL. So once you're done doing it, you're actually good to run the project. You can see my screen
Okay,
now,
but
right?
yeah, but we see the VS Code.
Yeah, you are seeing the VS Code. So what it says is, so currently we can actually get this guy up and running. So this is actually running. So this code that we just generated is running. So and then we could actually test this out by going to a localhost 8080. So no code app is running. So you could actually use the Postman to do the standard code operation. So now the question is, let's say that you want to deploy this, get this up and running. So you install this Azure plugin in your VS Code, and then you have to create the account if you don't have the account. And then once it is done, you have to create a new app service plan. So you can state that no code home controller.
No code, not node code.
Yeah, no code. Yeah. So I will be using the basic version. So the node version, you could go for any one of these. You just make sure whatever works, you just pick them. And then the free one. So what happens with the free one was it's actually free of cost, but this thing will go to sleep if you're not using it. So that's the thing with free one. So I'll just use this one. The selected plan currently has 3 apps deploying more than 3 apps and degrade the performance to create anyway. So I have to eventually do a cleanup of my, I have a lot of unnecessary backends that are running. So I'll actually do a cleanup. Yeah. So you could actually watch the status of your installation over here. So this is actually like creating an app for you in Azure server under a resource group that's been chosen. Yeah. So it'll take some time. So yeah. Yeah, so that is pretty much it, So in future, so what's going to happen is, so we have all these deploy. So now we can click on deploy. So one from here, it will take lesser time. So yeah, it will ask you to select the folder. So you just select the folder. Skip for now, don't use it, folders, because I'll clear this up later after this video. So after this, in future, what's upcoming stuff that's going to happen here is we have all these routers, right? So it's automatically generated. So we will also have test scripts that are written using Mocha and Chai that can be used to test these APIs immediately. So, and then let's say that you want to have custom business logic within your routers. You could actually like update here, just play around here, or else this platform also going to come up with training sessions on updating the business aspect of your routers, in upcoming series. Yeah, so that's the thing about this one. So now our deployment is in progress. So once it's done, we'll just open and see if the API is up and running. So what we can do is we can use this Postman tool to actually test out the API. So once it's done, we can actually do a testing. So before that, I will create a new collection. I will call this guy.
Yeah, we don't see.
Yeah. So I'm just creating this. I created this collection. So I'm calling it home automation. Add a request. So it's literally going to slow down my Azure backend, I guess. It's taking some time. Okay, so no, it's actually like deployment is successful actually. So yeah, deployment is successful. So this will actually give us the URL, which we can actually use to do stuff basically. So browse to the website. So yeah, you just have to give it some time to load. Yeah, so we are actually making a first post request or get request to our server. So it will take some time. So we just wait for it. So we will make another video tutorial on how to make use of these routers and then test it out using Postman. So once this request is actually successful, we can actually call it a day for this particular recording. So if you can see if this thing can deploy your application successfully, then there should not be any issue with your code. Basically, if it has any issue, you would have caught it either when you ran this application for the first time here by calling node and index.js, the file name. Else, yeah. So I think that I have to do a cleanup of my resources in the backend soon. Yeah, now sure. Else they're going to charge this shit out of my subscription. So yeah.
Just wait. Yeah, maybe it's fixed.
Yeah. So yeah, it's up
Yeah.
and running. Yeah. So it says no code app is up and running. So this is the URL that we're supposed to use. It comes HTTPS secure. So what does it mean is, so I've got this a particular line in index.js file. So when you make a request to the root, so it will actually respond saying that no code app is up and running, which is an indication that your application deployment is successful and it's successfully running. So that's it for this video tutorial. Singaram, you got any questions?
So how would you modify this to send like information on the light status or the fan status?
Sorry, light status, fan status, how it's going to work is, so assume that you bought the enterprise package and then you bought this login and sign up. So first and foremost, you got to get your user to sign up. So you need their email address and password basically. And then once your user is signed up, so they will get this authentication token. So which they could actually use to authenticate the requests. So if you go into this router, so this middleware will take care of the authentication. If you don't want this route to be authenticated, you could actually remove it. So this route won't be needing authentication anymore. So after that, what will happen is you can actually create this, make a post request. So what this is going to do is it's going to initialize your room ID, whatever room. And then you can also have a room name if you need. And then you will set the state of these devices initially. So either all false or all true. And then let's say that you have a smart controller, as simple as Arduino or Raspberry Pi. So you could actually use that to update your room status. So you could update using your room ID. Then it will filter the DB, and then it will update the status accordingly based on whatever this Raspberry Pi or Arduino reads with regards to state of the application, state of the appliances using relays. Yeah, you could actually control it using relays. Yeah, so that's the thing. And then you could, if needed, you can get all the room status, all the appliances in your room, or just get one particular room, yeah, using the room ID. So yeah, so I think that's it. So we could actually make another video on this one, making API calls basically. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Yeah, Singara. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll
Bye.
stop recording. Yeah.
Okay.